Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, collectors of all ages, welcome back to Aussieverse. This is the first episode of 2024, and we have missed you something fierce. I hope the feelings are mutual. I am OmniBeau, joined by Sharif and Spedsy. Thank you, boys, for joining us today.
Sup, doggy?
Subscribe to Aussieverse on YouTube. I don't know, how did that come through? I'm on. How am I commenting on our own thing? That's really strange.
I was thinking today how weird it would be. So if you had a heart attack and died, but they were able to resuscitate you, what if while you were dead for those few minutes, you were reincarnated, but then you were brought back to life, and then so you and a baby you exist at the same time? That could be what just happened. That's baby you. Did you die recently and were brought back? No?
No, but if that happened, I feel like I would need to somehow sacrifice the baby me and then eat the baby me so that I was the only me.
And then you would have all the power of a grown man and a small baby. So
this sounds like some kind of Jet Li movie. The One.
Jet Li Chalker.
Jet Li. Speaking of Lee Chalker, thank you very much for that segue, Spedsy. We are all sitting here thinking about you, mate, because we know that you have your huge Category 3 hurricane happening down there in the southern end of Queensland, I think it is. A northern end of Queensland. I knew that it was like a long way away from Sharif's part of Queensland. And we know that Lee really wanted to be here tonight, but unfortunately, God has other thoughts on his mind about Lee at the moment right now.
And poor Steve himself is dealing with a Category 3 huge penis problem. So he's got that going for him. Are we allowed to say that?
We are, but I don't know how accurate that is.
Okay.
For those that are not in the know, which is everybody, because why would you? SingleIssue Steve is having some technical difficulties right now. He is trying to set up his PC and his laptop, or both, or one or the other, and his tripod, and he's now messaging us.
There you go.
He's now messaging us saying, I'm too old for this tech shit. So we apologise. Happy Australia Day indeed. That's exactly what today is, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching this from anywhere other than Australia, today is Australia Day. And what does that mean? Spedsy, fill in the audience.
Oh, don't go to me on that one, because Australia Day, I have mixed feelings, my friend. It's a day of sausages, but it's also a day of when white man came to this place and said, no more sausages for you blokes. So I don't know how I feel about it. Change the date. Let's just these people are not into it. It's not that hard. Let's just move it a day. But that's just my thoughts. Let's get political. But anyway, back to you in the studio.
If you do want to get political with us, then hit us up on Instagram, where you can see us at _Aussieverse. And if you don't want to get political and you just want to watch our political crap, then go to TikTok, where you can see us at Aussieverse. And if politics is not your thing, but you want to start talking religion, we don't want to do that either. But go to Facebook at Aussieverse for life. And last but not least, you can see our graphic designer and our thumbnail creator, A51_designs. And as always, we are humbly, proudly, and forever sponsored by ComX Studios. So we do have a lot to talk about today, because it has been so long since we have seen you guys. We haven't seen you since, I believe, around the 23rd of December. That is a huge, huge wait. And that is no good. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So what was the best thing individually you two have experienced in the last month or so offline? Sharif. Offline.
Like the chat we had just before we came on, I had family come over, visit us for almost 2 weeks. So that was the highlight for me and my family, because we haven't seen them for ages. It's good to see familiar faces down here. Had heaps of fun traveling up north to the sunny coast and down to the Goldie. And spent tons of money that I gotta earn back, but the
Spedsy, what about yourself, mate?
Well, so there was this time. All right, step into frame for 1 second. We got this guy.
Hey!
Oh,
So you're live on the internet right now, just so you know.
No.
That guy.
Wrong button.
So this guy's been leaving brown twisties around everywhere, and by that I mean little poops that are brown in color. All right, up you go. I have a strict. My son's not going to be on the internet, so pretend you didn't see him.
No. He does not chill out. I'm putting him in my bed.
Okay.
Walks
All
away.
right. Hey, Steve. But yeah,
Hey,
one thing,
bitches, I'm back.
that guy that you did see. So his name is Carter, and I call him Carts. One of the favorite things that we did on the Christmas holidays is we went go-karting. And so at one point, my son's racing around, and I say, "Go karts!" Which I just thought would be weird for people, because that's like going to play mini golf and then just randomly saying mini golf.
Yeah.
But all I was doing was cheering on my son. Single issue Steve, we were going around the room and saying the best thing, a fun thing from over the holidays. Have you got something?
Oh, great question, mate. Did some work around the house. That was about the most exciting thing. Had our wedding anniversary as well, and we got a massive pile of firewood delivered. So we ended up unloading that from the trailer on our wedding anniversary, and then splitting it the following day. So that was about as exciting as it got.
Nice. So you got some wood. You got some wood on your wedding anniversary. That's good. Oh,
correct.
Perhaps
Yeah,
it was a wooding anniversary. Thank you.
A wooding anniversary.
Oh, love it. Well played. Well played, sir. How are you guys? Nice to see you all. Happy New Year.
It is.
Yeah,
it
you
is
too,
very
man.
nice. We're very.
And hello, Aussieverse fans. Nice to see you guys.
Well, thanks for asking. So the best thing that I did over the Christmas break was I went to Spain, ladies and gentlemen. I flew halfway around the world with my favorite person in the world, and I got to meet her family, and it was absolutely fantastic. I was made to feel very, very loved, very, very accepted, and I met a lot of brand new spanking people, brand new spanking friends of Aussieverse, and I can't wait. Yeah, spanking. Yeah, I went there, and the first thing they did was slap me in the face.
spanking.
Oh, God.
Spanking.
You're on fire.
Spanking. Bose doesn't get it.
No, I got it. I was just ignoring it. I was just hoping it went away.
Spanking. Drop it in the comments below.
it.
Tell me how good that one was. Hashtag Spanking.
Get that hashtag going.
What was your favorite food that you had while you were in Spain?
Oh, dude, what was my favorite food? Let me tell you something, brother. Australia has ham, yeah? I think, okay, the whole world has ham, but Spain has what we call jamon, and that is the ham of the world, mate. I'm talking, you think you can get good ham here in Australia from your little white pink piggies? No, you need to go to Spain and you need to get the Iberian black pigs, because I'm telling you, mate, that is a whole new other level. I could talk about this for so long. Okay, let's go. So in Australia, what do we have when we slaughter the pigs here? We have pork loins and we have bacon. Where does the rest of the pig go?
Snouts.
My dog.
Snout sandwiches.
Spain knows. Spain decides, let's eat everything of the pig, and they do, and it is awesome. I had these like steak parts of the pig that was just like,
Eyeballs.
oh my God. It was shut up. I'm talking. It was the best thing ever. It was so good, man. So, you
Pig
don't
rings.
know what you're missing out on. Sorry, I'm done.
Tell us.
What about the tail? Did they deep fry the tail or something?
It's like a curly chip.
I didn't have the tail. I didn't have the snout. I didn't have the ears, and I didn't have their trotters. But I pretty much ate everything else.
Because I only found out recently the calamari rings are the buttholes of octopuses. So
No, they're
rings.
not.
Well, what have I been reading?
I don't know, but that's not accurate.
Fan fiction.
Yeah, ham fiction.
Oh God. So tell us how much they love their ham over there, mate. I mean, didn't you go to a ham museum?
I went to a ham museum, if you can believe that. And it's because they teach you how they raise the pigs, what the pigs eat, how they cure the meat, how they slaughter the pigs, how we pretend to love them and then we eat them. And it's just absolutely amazing because I'm telling you guys, you have not had ham or like pig until you've gone to Spain and tried their shit, man. It is absolutely amazing. And it's so bad because like Claudia's grandfather wanted to give us a whole leg and bring it to Australia. And we're trying to explain to him we can't do that, you know, border patrol and all that. And he's like, nah, you know, screw it, just take it anyway. And we're like, they're not gonna allow us to bring it in Australia, man. And he's like, just take it anyway. And it was like a $200 leg of ham. And we just couldn't do it, man. But it is standard in the Spanish household to have this like this device that's like this where it holds the leg of ham and the leg's there and they carve it and it's like a real science to it. And some people, you know, who get stressed throughout the day come home and they calm themselves by cutting ham. And it's just, I ate so much I couldn't stop because I knew as soon as I came back to Australia I was going to miss it. And that's exactly what's happened.
Did they teach you that the pigs are like smarter than dogs? They're like the dolphins of the land. And so, you know, just saying, some dudes, they could have spun a yarn with one of these guys. Instead, you ate their snouts and pig rings. And
well, for those that are interested, go to the TikTok and you'll see a video of a pig farm that I went to. That's right. I didn't just go to a museum. I went to a pig farm, and you throw corn at these pigs and they're your best friends forever and they follow you everywhere. And I'm patting these pigs and I'm sitting there going, oh, you're so cute and tasty.
yeah. I got to hand it to you. That was a pretty good story.
You have to hand it to me.
Oh my God, this is brilliant.
Have you got any other like really cool stories about meats?
Not meats, but I did walk where they shot Star Wars and Lawrence of Arabia and Game of Thrones. Again, all look at the TikTok and you'll see those videos. A lot of history. I went into a cathedral of Cardiff, which was absolutely freaky because it was like this massive. Do you need to say massive 3 times? I think massive once invokes.
No, it was that big.
meaning.
It was that big.
Yeah.
Run with it. Run with it.
And it was just, all I saw was, I'm not going to tell you what I saw because I might offend people, but it freaked me out. It was scary because there was a lot of, you know, popes and religious things it was interesting and a little scary at the same time because I could imagine all the horrible things that went on 600 years ago.
There were lots of popes there?
Yeah.
Apparently.
My understanding is there's only one pope, right?
Yeah, but they had the Pope Convention.
Oh, of course. Did you get any of your Pope comics signed?
No.
I was thinking that too.
Get any of the Q&As?
No, but I did find a comic shop eventually. Again, go to TikTok.
PoperCon.
And
You go to PoperCon?
to what?
PoperCon.
No, I didn't go to PoperCon. Tickets were sold out.
Because it wasn't
ticket-
popular enough.
What was that, Sharif?
It wasn't popular enough.
You guys are stupid.
Oh, this is
Surprising they ran
so
out of
good.
tickets. You can just keep all the tickets together with a paper clip, but whatever. Now we're just hamming it up. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
I went into a comic book shop and everything that I wanted to buy wasn't for sale.
Oh,
So
do you want
they
to
have
buy
all
the
the-
person working there? And
No, I wanted to buy. There was all these display cabinets with statues, and they had a Doom mask and all that.
one
And
cabinet, please.
I'm like,
I'm just trying to think what would be in there that you want to buy that's not for sale.
statues,
Right.
and
This carpet looks
obviously-
nice.
obviously, I only spoke very limited Spanish, so my mother-in-law would turn around and be like, "How much for this?" And the guy working there would say, "That's not for sale," and she'd go, "Okay," and then I'd point to something else, and I'd say, "How much for this?" And then she'd go, "How much for this?" And then he'd say, "That's not for sale." And then she'd crack the shits. Good on you, Sylvia. She cracked the shits, and she's turned around to the owner, and she's basically said to him in Spanish, "What the fuck, man? Like, how are we meant to know what's for sale and what isn't for sale? It's really confusing. It's like, how are you meant to know what you're allowed to buy or what not?" And the guy's rebuttal to that was, "Well, if you go to a clothes shop and you see clothes on a mannequin, they don't sell you those clothes, do they?" And I went, "Yeah, they do." Like, what? And so basically the only things for sale were comics and books in Spanish, which I obviously didn't buy because it was in Spanish.
But it's got pictures. You can still tell
Yeah.
what the story is.
The spines were really cool though. Last time I'll say this, go to TikTok and check it out, because the spines, as you know, our Marvel books, they all have like Marvel Omnibus on them. But in the Spanish ones, for some reason, they all have like limited edition on them. So I wasn't sure what that was about. And there were some titles there that are completely out of print here in Australia, like Tomb of Dracula and things like that. So if you know Spanish, guys, and you want Tomb of Dracula or something that's out of print, go buy the Spanish version.
Now, I do speak Spanish, and I believe what was actually being said was your mother-in-law was saying, "You see this guy behind me? Yeah, he wants to buy all this stuff, but he's spending his and my daughter's money. So can you just say like nothing's available?" And so the guy was like, "Oh yeah, sure, yeah, no, that's not for sale. That's not for sale." It was all a giant ruse to get you to spend no money, mate.
Claudia, I know you're watching this. Is there any truth to this statement? Because if there is, we need to have a talk. We need to have a talk, woman, because that's not on. I hadn't thought about that. Now I'm upset.
I love that you just like hear all this stuff and then they can say that they said anything. And you're just like, all right, sounds good.
There were many things that were
Nothing's
confusing.
for sale in this shop. All right.
Oh, you.
Make sure you tell that to the pasty white boy.
Yeah.
Pasty. Hey, there was many things that I was confused with the Spanish language that I didn't know whether they were having me on or not. For example, the word "but" in Spanish, like as in, I like this comic, but not as in Spedsy has a nice butt. That is pero, right? But the word "dog" in Spanish,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Pedal is dog.
No. Perro is butt, but perro is dog. So
With the rolling R.
yeah, so I constantly heard conversations where the word perro was there. So I kept thinking everyone was talking about dogs all the time, and that wasn't what was happening. They just kept saying, but this or but that, or maybe they were talking about my butt. I don't know.
That's confusing when you go to the vet and you're like, my pedal has a problem with his pedal. You're right. His pedal. My pedal. That's a pedal.
Turn around. Let me have a look.
Yeah, I only know Perro from Alberto Del Rio, because he used to call people dirty perro.
Oh, did he? Okay,
Yeah,
right.
called Rey Mysterio, you dirty perro.
All right. I'm drinking Carlton Dry Lemon.
Hello.
It's not great.
I'm
It's not
drinking
bad.
mineral water. It's basically water with bubbles in it. So I got that going for me.
I love mineral water. Mineral water is underrated.
Coffee.
Mate, it's the drink of the middle-aged man. All right.
It is, isn't it?
That's when the doctor says, you got to stop drinking all this Coke and Pepsi. You're like, but I love bubbles.
Yeah.
So,
It's like better than tap water.
Well,
Yeah. Makes tap water
Spanish-
exciting for old people.
Spanish dogs, tap water, ham. What other nerdy
Bubbles.
topics can we... bubbles, yeah. What other nerdy topics should we get into?
well, seeing as you
We've
mentioned
done ham.
Alberto, mentioned Alberto Del Rio, let's go into our conversation that will cut out 50% of our crew here, and we're going to go into the Royal Rumble that is in 48 hours.
Yeah.
Spedsy, who
Mate.
is your prediction? Who is going to win the Royal Rumble?
Well, as always, here in Australia, you've got to do that awkward Google where you try and find out when exactly it's actually on. Now, I believe for us, it's on Sunday. 11 a.m. is the pre-show. But it's not super clear if it's a 1 hour pre-show. This is like the most boring discussion on it. I don't know why, but it's a stressful time because I want to be there for I love when that dude comes on at the start and goes, brought to you by Snickers. It's the WWE Royal Rumble. And I'm just like, here we go. The Royal Rumble is my favorite event of the wrestling calendar.
No, it's not. It's mine. It's my favorite pay-per-view of the year.
Now, it's probably only my favorite because it plays into what you could argue is my other favorite or the favorite, WrestleMania. WrestleMania is important in it. It's a weird, wrestling's weird. It's weird to be a fan of it. But I love, the person who gets the main event, WrestleMania, all the politics around that of who they see as their main guy, their main lady, all that sort of stuff. All the seeds for that start with the WrestleMania. And also there's just the fun of the WrestleMania match where you don't know who's coming out. There's all kinds of cameos. There's all kinds of, you can have some lame Royal Rumbles, but man, there have been some fun ones. I love it. Who's my pick? I actually don't know. CM Punk is probably the favorite. I would love to see the Final Four sort of be like CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, maybe Jey Uso, maybe Sami Zayn, those sorts of dudes. And I want to generally not know till the very last second. But man, I can't wait. What about you?
So one of the reasons that this is a very exciting Royal Rumble this year, other than the fact that it is the Royal Rumble, my favorite pay-per-view of the year, I don't know if it's anybody else's, is the fact that next month the WWE is coming to Australia, and it is coming to Perth with a major event called Elimination Chamber, which is the bridge between the Royal Rumble and then April's WrestleMania. This is such a huge event. SingleIssue Steve.
Yes, Elimination Chamber sounds like an arsehole.
It can be.
Sorry. Please continue.
Well, you've stuffed my flow now, SingleIssue Steve, so thank you very much.
Or a peril. Anyway.
You interrupted the flow of his peril.
Yeah.
Who do I think is going to win? I want it to be CM Punk, but I find it hard to I find it hard to believe it's going to be CM Punk because I believe CM Punk is so controversial a hire that I don't see him getting what he wants necessarily to be rehired.
Yep.
Cody Rhodes, could he win it back to back because he won it last year? Yes, I believe he could, because for some reason they are giving Cody Rhodes absolutely everything that he could possibly want other than the world title. So I find it very possible that he could win it again. I hope he doesn't, because I don't like Cody.
Oh, hello.
If it's not going to be CM Punk and it is not going to be Cody, then I want it to be the man everybody was saying it is, L.A. Knight. Yeah! That's the guy that I want to win for the Royal Rumble.
Well, then but then so who do you see as the two main events for WrestleMania?
Well, it's apparently going to be The Rock and Roman Reigns. Now, I find that very confusing because they sort of said that the last 2 years in a row. Now, if it's going to be The Rock and Roman Reigns, then Roman Reigns doesn't need to have the world title. So that means Roman Reigns will potentially lose his world title in this fatal four-way match. But the amount of times I've put faith in Roman Reigns losing the world title and him not losing it, it's, I just don't know. So if it's going to be Roman Reigns and The Rock, then who are the two main events for the two world titles? That will be, in my opinion, whether CM Punk wins it or not, it will be CM Punk versus Seth Rollins for the world title.
Mm-hmm.
And over on the blue brand, SmackDown, well, again, depending on who wins it, I believe it will be Cody Rhodes versus whoever's won that title.
Yeah, right. My ideal would be to have one of the women's matches or CM Punk and Seth Rollins on night one, and then night two be Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, and have The Rock come out earlier in the show with no match announced, and he just does a big cheesy The Rock thing, and people are sort of like, oh, that's The Rock's thing. He's not playing any part in things later on, and then have the Bloodline come out when Roman's in trouble, and they're just about to do the F over Cody thing, and The Rock comes out, takes out the Bloodline. Cody wins the title with no assistance. He has to win clean, and then perhaps a Rock Roman stare down, something.
Yeah. That sounds fantastic. I like all that. I could talk about this for another hour, but unfortunately, Sharif and SingleIssue Steve have no idea what we're talking about. We have dropped a couple of viewers, so we are going to move on now into...
Just a question before we go to...
Sharif, we've got to talk about ham more. Just quickly. Sorry.
I want to talk more about the evacuation chamber.
Elimination.
Oh, same thing.
Sharif?
Sorry, Sharif, yeah.
Evacuation.
Isn't like... So correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't like WrestleMania like the culmination of the entire year's worth of stories that, this person's not happy with this person.
Sharif, yes it is. Thank you very much. Yes it is.
Look at you clapping like a seal.
How is that not bigger than Rumble?
Well, so
that's
it is
a year's worth of story.
Yeah, so the Royal Rumble sets up WrestleMania.
You've got 30, 40 people, within an hour, within a minute of each other going in their underwear and trying to throw everyone over the top rope.
Okay, so to me to answer this, the reason why the Royal Rumble is mine and Spedsy's favourite is because the WrestleMania is the grand final of wrestling. You are correct. However, the Royal Rumble is what sets up the matches for WrestleMania. Not only that, but the Royal Rumble's biggest match of the show is 30 men go into the ring and 30 men bash the crap out of each other and throw each other over the top rope, and the last person remaining is the one that's in the main event at WrestleMania.
To put it into how's this for context? So for Captain America and Iron Man to fight over the Registration Act, first there must be an explosion in a school by nitro that sets the whole thing off. So what we are about to watch is the nitro school explode. We're about to watch lots of kids die at the Royal Rumble.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then that's you're going to come out of that realizing who's on what side, what WrestleMania looks like. And yes, as much as WrestleMania is the grand final, it's almost there's a torch passing type situation that is basically for the next year. This is our guy. That's so like there's a who are they going to hand that baton to and say this is yours now to run? Go for it. But yes, apologies to those who could not be bothered with the wrestle chat. We will try to move on now because I have a soliloquy to get to about kebabs. So stay tuned.
Kebabs.
Okay, now I want to talk next about Echo. Ladies and gentlemen, Echo, the TV show that Marvel have recently put on the...
It's an echo in here. Am I lagging? Or?
Did people watch Echo on Disney Plus?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Steve. This is a me and Sharif conversation then. Sharif, what did you
God,
think
I'm out
of
again.
Echo?
I'll be back.
So I knew when the episodes were going to drop, but I was mistaken in thinking that it was like a 6 or 8 episode run, whereas it was only 5. Yeah. So I think it was one of the shorter series by Marvel. But in saying that, I think everything wrapped up, everything that needed to be said and to be the story to be told, it worked in 5. Though the stuff that happened in parts of the episode didn't make sense. There were parts where it was kind of cool. The cool part was the tech that Fisk, spoilers, had done. Spoilers had done for his to communicate with Maya.
That's not a spoiler.
Well,
that's not a spoiler.
Okay.
And when Red Skull came in it, it was just amazing. So Sharif, what did you in the big scheme of Marvel TV shows, where do you rate it?
Not as fun as She-Hulk, but I think it was better.
Really?
Anything's better than Shit-Hulk.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's almost slightly better than.
I disagree with that very much.
Falcon and the Soldier.
Okay.
Should I watch it? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Oh man, it's so hard to answer that because yes, you should watch it.
So that's a no.
Yeah. Because I hate to say it because I don't even know how it's possible, but I'm getting that lethargy, apathy thing that everyone's been talking about. That I was just like, no, come on, it's comics, and I'm feeling it. I felt it with Ahsoka. I was like, what's happening? Is it me or are the children wrong? No, it's the children. It's like, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot, and it's. You watch, like I've said this before, you watch something like The Last of Us and you're just like, I can't wait till tonight when I finish work and whatever. And I'm going to sit down, I'm going to watch the next episode of Last of Us and what's going to happen. And oh man, it's so full on.
Okay, it's definitely
it's
not
like,
that.
Ahsoka comes out this week and I guess I should watch it. It's like, and this is kind of the same. Feels like homework.
Yeah. So look, in my opinion is it started really good. The first episode or two were solid. I thought were really, really cool. Unfortunately, Daredevil is only in one scene, so don't expect him to be in it any more than the one scene that you see him in. Which
And
really
it was a good scene.
It was a good scene, yeah, but it really, really pissed me off because I expected more Daredevil. Kingpin is always. I'm not going to say the actor's name because we all know how brilliant he is, but he's always.
You can't pronounce it.
Yeah,
can't pronounce it.
He is always worth watching because his performances are always so bloody solid. They're always so good. Unfortunately, Echo's powers made no sense. The way Echo stops Kingpin and wins in the end made no sense. So, I mean, it is only 5 episodes as well. It's really not that much of a commitment. But, you know, that's why it's so difficult. If it was 10 episodes, I would probably say no, don't watch it. It's not worth it because it's too much time invested. But because it's only 5 episodes, I think it's okay to watch it. Just be prepared for Echo's powers to not make any sense whatsoever, and for Echo on how she wins at the end of the day to not make any sense whatsoever. And, you know, I really, really want to tell you what Echo's powers are in the show, but I don't know if that's going to...
She can yell into a cavern and hears that same yell come back. Hello, hello, hello.
That would be better than what she had.
Oh, no. Really?
Put it this way. Echo's powers, Echo had powers because of the powers of her ancestors, which makes no sense to me because everybody alive has ancestors.
Does that mean not like hers?
What do you mean not? Yes, so?
Except for Hank Pym, he has ancestors.
You're on fire, man. Seriously. Love it.
Okay.
So I worked in the comic shop for a long time, and I was a big Daredevil fan, and Daredevil fans would come in, and the go-to recommendations for Daredevil would be to start from Frank Miller's run into Kevin Smith's run, into Bendis's run, into Brubaker's run, into Mark Waid's run, and then into Chip Zdarsky's run.
So that's every run, yeah?
Except David Mack's Echo, which Marvel didn't seem to keep in print back then, so we stopped recommending it. Also, Daredevil wasn't in it. You didn't have to read it. But as omnibus guys, is Echo now, like her David Mack stuff, like in the big Daredevil collections, do they include that, or is it no?
Yeah, no.
It must get reprinted now, right, to come out at the same time as the show.
You'd think so, but apparently it hasn't.
That's weird.
But yeah, man. I mean,
So does that talk about the, you know, basically, if it's not coming out in print in line with the show, is that pretty much just saying, hey, look, the show's no good, no one's going to want the Omni for it?
Yeah, that's what I would imagine. But, you know, in saying that as well, there's been, you know, people like to bitch about Marvel and what Marvel are doing currently. And don't get me wrong, they have every right to. But if you actually look behind the scenes as to why Marvel are doing so badly lately, there is actual reasons behind it. And it's because Kevin Feige, for example, has been spread too thin. And he hasn't really been overseeing these shows that have come out lately. He's been delegating these responsibilities to other people. The shows haven't had showrunners, which they will now. There's been a lot of reasons as to what, you know, Disney demanding that Marvel create a certain amount of programs. So from the casual viewer, it looks like Marvel are just getting shit. And I don't blame them for thinking that. But the reality is that you really need to you really need to find out the real reasons behind it. And even though Marvel may be doing shit now, it's not going to be like this forever. Marvel really are going, in my opinion anyway, Marvel really are going to do a bit of a 360. And by the time
So
Deadpool...
come all the way back to where they are.
Yeah. By the time Deadpool 3 comes
go
out...
all the way around. Oh, I'm back where I was. Okay.
180.
Yeah. Maybe I'm in a 180.
Yeah, maybe.
By the time Deadpool 3 comes out, and then eventually Avengers Secret Wars, I think we'll have a very different Marvel on our hands.
Yeah, Deadpool
like
3
if I
is
was
just
to,
finished, wrapped up.
Yeah.
Sorry. You go, mate.
No, I was going to say something absolutely ridiculous. Like if I was to crack it with this show and say I'm going to do a complete 360, I would literally turn all the way back around and be on the show again. So yeah, a 180 is probably, then I'd be, anyway. Just, yeah.
And talking about Deadpool 3 as well, it's wrapped up. Oh, he's cracking
But anyway,
the
let me tell you something, brother. I believe we've got more to talk about, but I'm not sure if he left because as a joke or if we have lost him. Now he's probably just sitting. Yep, no good. He's back.
Everything just disappeared.
Oh, I thought you were being like that was and you're right to do so. I thought that was a crap joke. I'm bailing out.
No, everything just shut down on me.
Like
we're just talking about Deadpool 3 as well.
Sorry, Steve, you go.
No, I was just going to say Deadpool 3 is officially wrapped up filming this week, I believe. And it's just started post-production. So that's going to be really, really cool. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a good film. Having Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds together, I think it's going to be brilliant. I think it's going to reignite some interest in Marvel as well and just comic book movies in general.
Yeah. Hugh Jackman said that being Wolverine did some irreparable damage to his vocal cord.
Yeah.
He must do a lot of like, hey, Bob, that I don't notice because, I didn't think he was all that gravelly, was he?
No, not that I remember.
Might be more just sort of like the fight scenes and stuff, sort of growling and snarling. And maybe that's it. I don't know.
Maybe he's just a pussy as well.
I think it was a Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Not Pussy Man.
No. That was my nickname in high school.
That's a whole different genre.
Okay, so Echo, no good, but it's still worth a watch for some of the Kingpin scenes. Okay, it's just that they didn't explain how Kingpin became her uncle either, and that really annoyed me. Moving on.
They did.
What? No, they didn't.
He kind of adopted her.
Yeah, but they didn't explain it. They just said that one day some guy gave her crap as a kid, and then the Kingpin cracked it and beat the crap out of that guy. That doesn't explain how all of a sudden you're Uncle Kingpin.
And how dare Ray make her last name Skywalker? She's a Palpatine. Sorry, I forgot what I thought we were just.
Spedsy has now got Alzheimer's. And
Uncle Zionist.
Do you know what about speaking about Star Wars? On my 9-hour flight from Shanghai to Australia that I loved, I watched the entire Obi-Wan series, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool.
You know why you enjoyed it?
Because I like Darth Vader.
He spent a big chunk of that series cutting up ham. Think about it. That was his main job. Yeah. He was a ham cutter. All comes 360. And I can't wait for season 2. And if they don't call it Obi-2 Kenobi, I missed an opportunity. Same as when Taken 3 came out. Oh, no, Taken 2 came out. They should have called it, and now they've taken my wife too. No, wait. And now my wife's been... There's a joke there. Let me just work it out. And now my wife's been taken too. Get it? Anyway, all right.
The other one I have a question about. is the surfing movies Endless Summer, and then they had Endless Summer 2. Why would you need Endless Summer 2 when Endless Summer is Endless Summer?
Yeah. Never ending story.
Right? Yeah.
Pretty sure I saw some credits on the end of that guy.
Great. Yeah. Never ending story 2. What?
It should be never ending story as well.
He's lost it.
Lost it.
Oh, dear.
Bloody
And Bo will be back with us shortly.
Think about how much faster Obi-Wan could have cut up all that ham if you just used a lightsaber. It must have been annoying the crap out of him to use a meat cleaver. And in his pocket, he could
Yeah, but
zoom, zoom.
the biggest problem, it would have half cooked on the way through.
Of course.
On
And
one
people
side,
hate
yeah.
half-cooked ham.
Yeah, it's not healthy.
So, what if season 2? Did people watch it? What did they think?
I haven't watched that either.
Oh,
Who's-
Spedsy,
Yeah, me
you
neither.
suck.
What's going on with Supreme Strange? Tell me something about that episode. I heard a lot of chatter about it.
Supreme Strange. So, okay, there was 2 episodes out of all of them that I really, really enjoyed. So if you're not going to watch the entire season, I highly recommend that you watch the Hela episode, because that is about Hela. It's a what if episode about Hela losing her powers and her crown.
You're going to say her hair. What if
And-
she lost her hair?
Nope. What if
That's
she lost
one
her
hell of a
powers?
story.
Oh God, Sharif. And that goes in a direction that you would not expect. It heavily ties into the Shang-Chi movie.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's what she
No, you Aussied it up, mate. You went, Shang-Chi. I know it's Australia Day, but geez, come on.
And the other episode that I would highly recommend is about the Indians, the American Indians. So it has nothing to do with any of the movies that Marvel have ever done. But I really, really enjoyed it. I thought those 2 were the standout episodes. So if you're going to flick through them and think I'm not going to watch every episode, please go check out the Hela Shang-Chi episode, Shang-Chi, Shang, and then go check out the American Indian episode. I don't know what that's called, but I'm sure the thumbnail and the name will give it away as to which one I'm talking about. Those 2 are the standout. As far as your evil Doctor Strange goes, yes, he is back. Yes, he makes an impact. Yes, the end has to do with him. Yes, I
Yes.
just wanted to say yes again. Yes, that's
Yes.
all I have to say about that.
Yes.
Sharif,
Man,
Dude,
what if?
what if I had stayed awake through the series? No, yeah. So I started watching obviously episode 1, and then I blinked, and then when I opened my eyes, my kids woke me up, said, "Time for
like,
bed."
Dad, what if you drove us to school?
Yeah, because they blazed through 4 episodes. I fell asleep even before episode 1 finished. Not because it wasn't a good episode, because I was just too tired from work. But the next day when I came home from work, my daughter said, "Okay, you got to sit down and watch because the end credits for the final episode was just rolling on screen, and she said it was really good." So I'm gonna trust her. Once we're done with this one, I'm hoping back on. Hey Gary.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, okay, sweet. So that's all we've got to say about that then. Steve, I don't know if you're the only one that has seen this, but I believe you may have been. Has anybody else seen Aquaman 2?
Yes.
Anyone else?
What if I choose to never watch it?
Then I don't have an issue with that.
Steve, was it any good? Because I have not seen it yet, but I have been told very negative things.
Yeah, look, the first word that comes to mind is clusterfuck. There's just so much going on. Look, if you just want to watch something where you can just go and switch off and not really have to focus and concentrate, then hey, you know what? Watch it. If you're going to rent it, wait till it goes out cheap, and then when it's $6.99 to rent on Netflix or something, then I'd watch it. It certainly was a really disappointing way to kind of wrap up the whole DCU. So it was average.
Do you think one of the reasons why it's possibly bad is because Amber Heard may have been a lot more in the movie, and when they cut a lot of her out, it made it disjointed? Or has that got nothing to do with it?
No. I don't think it's got anything to do with it, mate, to be honest with you. I mean, well, Patrick Wilson's a great actor, so playing Orm, I thought he's really good in that role, but I just thought it was a bit over the top and cheesy at times. And just like I just look at the whole Atlantis thing, you know, with all the glowing in the dark seahorses kind of thing, and just like it doesn't kind of make sense. It was average at best.
I think they were a bit overdoing it with the brother relationship, and how
there's that, mate.
They ended things after the first one, and then the reconciliation. It was just too in your face.
Aquaman 2
and it's
in your face.
What, Spedsy?
That's what they should have called it.
I said Aquaman 2 in your face, but I really appreciated that they went for more realism with this one, but I did find it hard to understand when they were talking to each other. And I felt like I was there underwater with them, but it would have been... It was hard to...
It was too busy. There's just too much going on.
Yeah.
But I do like that, busy. Correct. I struggle with that as well.
So I'd agree with Steve. Just wait, and if obviously it's not in the theaters anymore, just wait. Watch it for the cheap.
Just wait until you're dead, and you
wouldn't miss much. This is another one.
Someone write a synopsis. Someone write a synopsis of it, and then we could all share it. It wasn't very good. Any questions?
The synopsis.
Well played, sir.
Oh, when did this come into a daddy joke channel? I don't know. Okay, so the next and last topic, I guess.
Daddy joke channel sounds way worse. I don't know why daddy just said, "Welcome to Daddy Joke Channel."
Sounds creepy.
Yeah. Hey girls, welcome to the Daddy Joke Channel. We talk about ham for 20 minutes.
Who's your daddy?
Oh my God,
also, this is probably behind the scenes, but we should, with these long videos where we talk about different things, you should timestamp. Like it should be a timestamp of all the things we talked about. So if someone's just interested in Echo chat, they can go straight.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, come on, mate.
Learn, damn it.
Learn it. Mainly because I just want one of the timestamps just to say ham, and then the next timestamp for like 47 minutes later.
Everything after that.
Yeah.
I feel like Spedsy hated the ham conversation.
I love the ham. John Ham's my favorite.
Oh God! Speaking of John Hamm, actually, did anybody see Fargo season 5?
No, I didn't know it was there.
Does anybody know what Fargo, the TV show, is?
I think I watched season 1.
Oh my God! Fargo, the TV show, is freaking
isn't that the one
amazing.
The one that he went far?
What?
He went
You're
far.
thinking of
Fargo.
Fair Sucker the Stab.
No. Fargo is an absolutely classic American movie that came out many years ago that is absolutely gone down in history as one of the greatest, as a great movie. Now, they've ended up making a TV show from it. right? Shut up!
Look at you backpedaling.
It's gone down in the halls of fame. It was good. Lauded as one of the finest works in all of. It was pretty good, guys. Yeah.
They've ended up making an anthology TV series where every series is a new story, right? And it has really famous actors in it. And it's got actors such as Obi-Wan Kenobi, whatever his real name is.
Liam Neeson.
No.
Yeah. Alec Guinness.
No, Liam Neeson was Kwai Chin.
Mark Hamill.
No. The other one.
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor. God damn it.
Ewan McEwok.
Anyway, Fargo season 5, which is available on SBS streaming, and you can watch it now. I highly recommend that you watch that because it is so freaking good. Because John Hamm is the baddie, and John Hamm is so bad in this movie series. He's good in it. He's not bad in it. He's good, but he's a bad person in the show, not the movie. I'm done.
Way to get us.
Would you say he's off ham?
Oh my god. Okay.
That was a bit ham-fisted, Steve.
Oh my god. What? Okay, yep. And not Harrison Ford. No Carrie Fisher. No. I don't know what that one means either, Simon.
What?
Spider Boy. I want to talk about Spider Boy. Why am I yelling?
Because you're excited.
Has anybody read any of Spider Boy? Yes, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
but I've seen the internet catch fire with lots of words like too many spiders, except he is one spider of the multitude of spiders that's quite engaging and intriguing. Is that the case?
Yes.
No. Okay. This is the bring it down, the breakdown section of the song where we bring it down and Spider Boy.
No.
So what's his deal? How does a Spider Boy get radioactive spider powers? He hit the spider.
No, he got experimented on by some evil woman that makes humanimals.
Humanimals. Nice.
Humanimals. Very different for some reason to the evolutionary. No, from the high evolutionary, who made animals humans as well.
I'm a pretty high evolutionary.
So a woman decided to inject him with spider stuff.
Ugh. Hello.
Which is very different to Julia Carpenter's Spider Woman as well, for some reason. And this kid has 6 eyes, fangs, a different kind of spider sense, no spider webs, and he's absolutely adorable. And I wanted to hate him, I really did, because there's too many spider people now in the Marvel universe. But this kid Bailey is very hard to not like.
Now, everyone's wondering the same thing. He's got 6 eyes. How many of them does he wink with?
3.
Makes sense.
All on one side of his face. 3 on one side, 3 on the other.
Yep. I'm glad we got that sorted out.
So, if you're not sure who Spider-Boy is, please go check out the latest Spider-Man comics and Spider-Boy's own Spider-Boy series written by Dan Slott. And it is. I'm going to tell you, it's quite attractive.
Not to be confused with his brother Coin Slot. Sorry, we're nearly about to wrap up.
Okay. And I want to do an Aussieverse thought of the week, but I can't think of anything for myself, so we're not going to do that.
I got something.
No, that's not how it works. Because you're not meant to get a chance to think of something. It's a bang cut to someone. No, we have to do it now because that's the rules of the game that you made.
And now, It's
You
time
can't
for
just
the
go, "Ooh."
Aussieverse Thought of the Week.
Well, yeah, look, here's the thing, mate. I had Macca's for dinner last night and I felt like crap after it. I'm getting old. I turned 23 just 2 weeks ago. But, so I said to my children, I said, do not let me have McDonald's again. And then this morning I had to get up early, chuck the kids in the car. We were driving up to the country. We hadn't had breakfast. It was just the easy thing to do to get Macca's for breakfast. But I just told my kids, look, it's Macca's breakfast. It's different. There are no
Macca's.
fries. Yeah, you heard me. And then, so then we went about our day.
It's the New Zealand
Macca's
version.
breakfast,
Macca's.
Macca's breakfast, it sits different. It's all right. I felt not too bad. As far as I was concerned, I was still okay with my never having Macca's ever again. Cut 2. Got to get home in time for Aussieverse. It's 5 o'clock. We're on the freeway, zooming. The kids are like, what are we having for dinner? And I'm like, I don't have time to stop and get your dinner, except Macca's drive-through. So I've had Macca's twice today, despite saying just last night, never again. Over to you. Next one, person. Thanks.
Spedsy's thoughts of the week is really not a thought. It's more of a rant of the week. And
Hey, I thought it, mate. I still thought it.
And I miss ham. That's it.
I do not miss Sam because haram.
Correct.
Oh, that was it.
That's
okay,
it?
cool. Yes.
All right. I just want to give a shout out to, because it's Australia Day here in Australia at the moment, for those of you who are overseas watching, just want to give a bit of a shout out to 2 really great shows which you can find through some of the online streaming services. We've got a show called Deadlock, so Deadloch, a bit of a black comedy that's set in Tasmania. Good laugh, well worth a look. And also check out a really awesome show called Boy Swallows Universe. It's a bit more of a drama, so really, really good Australian content. So for those of you overseas who don't know about some of the Aussie dramas that we have, check out Deadlock and Boy Swallows Universe, both really, really good shows.
Boy Swallows Universe, not to be confused with Beau Swallows all kinds of things. Now, I just want to clarify one thing. The idea is called Thought of the Week, right? Now, no one at any time specified that a thought is only however many words. A thought can be as long as you want to think it. Also, that thought has to be of this week. So I could have thought it 2 days ago, and I'm just saying the only rules I was given was thought of the week. That was a thought. It happened this week. Just, rant. That was a rant of the week. just to clarify what things are. Anyway.
Oh, that was absolute gold. Okay, I like that. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us for this welcome back live chat number 40. We have a long way to go until we reach the numbers of Drink and Draw. What's that? What's Drink and Draw? That's a show that's on ComX. Is that still happening, Spedsy?
I'm doing it right now, mate.
Okay, so that's a yes. Now, if you do want to give us any ideas, or you do want to come on the show because you are a creator, you are some sort of comic book person, creator, reader, collector, anything to do with that, please hit us up on Instagram right here at _Aussieverse, or you can go to Facebook, where their Facebook have a messaging service called Messenger. That you can hit us up there too. I think, anyway, that's where you can message us on Messenger and message us about you wanting to come on the show, because we all like a message on Messenger. What?
Yes, Beau's only just discovered Messenger. Normally, when he wants to send me a message, he chisels it into rock, puts it on the back of a cart, and whips the horse, and just hopes that it gets to me. Yes, he is 112. I myself am 23, as spoken earlier.
That's right. That's right. And we are sponsored by ComX. If you're not sure who ComX is, go check out the website, because that is Australia's #1 comic book hub. That is the slogan that I have deemed it, because you want to go buy comic books, you want to learn about all Australian comic book creators, then you need to go check out ComX, because that is where you need to go to check out ComX, because Comex lives at the Comex website. Funny that. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, then go check out this one. Creators, comic book artists, comic book illustrators, you want to know where to go to buy anything about Australian comics books, and you go to Comex. Because what's the best thing about Comex? They bring Australian creators together, and not only that, they have one flat shipping rate. 10 comics, it doesn't matter. They don't care. They will ship it at one price. Comex, ladies and gentlemen, go find out.
Yes,
And
we
we're
all
still-
know what a hub is, but what is a hubbub? Well, you can find out February 2nd on the Comex channel when Drink and Draw returns. Drink and Draw, hubbub, the hubbub of Australian comics.
Sharif, what is Aussieverse?
Let me tell you something, bro. It's for life.